The reason that the American economy still exists is because of socialism. It's fucking stupid how effective propaganda has been at turning this into such a trigger word. The economy collapsed in 1929 because it was an unregulated market and it devoured itself. Because Marx was right about that kind of capitalism, that it has internal contradictions that are inevitable and it will implode. The reason that Marx's revolution never happened and that capitalism wasn't inevitably overthrown in the course of history is because Marx never foresaw the rise of the welfare state. He didn't anticipate that capitalism would be hybridized with these kinds of social welfare policies and guardrails placed on the economy. But FDR's New Deal saved the American economy precisely because it cut against the worst contradictions internal to capitalism. It provided a social safety net and it placed limits on the worst excesses of free market capitalism. And in the following decades, the result was that not only did we rebound from the Great Depression, but we saw some of the most prosperous periods for the working class in the United States. And the way that we paid for all of that was taxing the shit out of the rich. The top marginal income tax rate for the very, very richest people during this period went up to 90%. But buying a house for a normal person wasn't fucking aspirational. But since that period, we have been slowly moving back to the right in terms of our economic worldview and our economic approach. We've been abandoning those social welfare policies and abandoning those guardrails and letting wages stay stagnant while we cut taxes for the rich and corporate profits balloon out of control. At the same time, those very people that are interested in moving rightward have convinced everyone that we're actually moving leftward because they've associated leftism with social and cultural outlooks instead of with economic policy. What do you mean we've been moving right? We have gay marriage. Why can't I buy a house? Why don't I have healthcare? Look over there at the gays. So what people think they're nostalgic for in the 50s and 60s, and what they may even attribute the prosperity of those periods to, are the traditional values that they either remember or see portrayed from that period. But what they're actually nostalgic for is the socialism.